watched it a long time. I never failed to be shocked at how you managed to stir the pot without even trying. It's impressive. My life would be so much more entertaining if I could do this. But then again, I'm a bass player and can easily be amused by jingling keys. Cheers, and you, Glenn.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to episode number 280 of SMG Viewers Comments. I promise the rest of you are going to find the rest of the episode much more entertaining than what we used to entertain the bass player. Anyway, just want to say before we get going here, it is the last weekend for the Black Friday / Cyber Monday holdover sale over at Pro Mix Academy, where it's your last chance to get cool deals on amazing bundles like the Metal Bundle, the Ultimate Rock Mixing Bundle, the Killer Guitar Tones Bundle, and of course, the Everything Bundle. We'll have more information on that in a couple minutes. Anyway, let's get right to the questions.
What a great time to be alive. Glenn trying to save you money, but bell end musicians are still complaining. What the hell?
Well, the bell end musicians in this case are usually the ones who just wasted money and don't like to be called out on it. I mean, like, come on. Who out there likes to be told, or better yet, proven that the money they spent on new tubes was a complete and total waste, and they probably could have spent that money on something more important, like recording lessons. And a lot less money at that. I mean, seriously, nobody likes to be called out for being an idiot. And I really find this interesting, but it seems like the guys who get the most angry in the comments and call me every name of the book are the ones who are unwilling to conduct a test of their own. That's the really great part, is the ones who just go screaming at great length are always the ones who never bother to actually do a test of their own. Just, oh, I did it, I can hear a difference. Yes, but you failed to provide evidence, so we've got to call bullshit there.
Why do you yell all the time? So unnecessary.
Well, here's the thing. If you go to one of my earlier videos where I do a video on drum tuning, it didn't get a lot of a response at the very beginning, and I was just looking through my archive. Something popped up on my Facebook, and actually it was a behind-the-scenes shot of me doing how to get your band rated for the studio. It said, I think I'm going to try a new approach, and that video blew up, and that's why I have the channel. It's much easier to get the fucking point when I do explanations like this. People seem to fucking pay attention. I don't know. You might find it annoying. Some people find it entertaining. Nobody's forcing you to watch, but for all of you guys out there who watch the show and enjoy it, hey, thank you very much for all your support over the years. It definitely makes putting up with guys like JRTME, whatever the fuck that means, it makes putting up with them all that much easier. Thanks so much for your support.
Not 1 second of music played to provide examples of anything, everything Lonnie talked about. Odd choice.
Well, Wanderlust 073, unfortunately, we have a system here on YouTube where if I even play a small clip of any commercial mix, it'll get immediately demonetized, and all the money I make on that video will go to the band. Fair use does not mean anything on YouTube. Not anymore. There are literally teams of record label employees scouring videos for anything they can claim. Doesn't matter if they're right, doesn't matter if they're wrong. They're going to claim it because that's how YouTube's copyright claim system works, and they're taking advantage of it because nobody has the budget to go after those assholes in court. I would have loved to play some examples of those Megadeth mixes in that interview. I think that would have been brilliant. Unfortunately, you're going to have to go check the record out for yourself, and hopefully you're going to get one of the original masters before they fucked it up with the remixes and remasters, because they're just fucking weak in comparison. And that's how that whole thing came about, because I was talking with Warren Hewitt about it, and I'm just like, wow, I'm doing a little research into this, and I'm like, the new mixes suck. And I really like the original mixes. So we looked up, and he's like, oh yeah, I know him. I can hear. Let me introduce you. So I got to thank Warren Hewitt for introducing me to Paul Lonnie. He made that episode possible. So thanks, Warren. Really appreciate it. That was really cool. Hopefully we're going to get to do some more behind the mix series type stuff. I'm going to talk to a couple guys, see what we can do. A couple records that I really enjoyed. I'm going to hopefully get most of these guys on the show before, bad things happen. I mean, like, I would have loved to have get Chris Tsangarides on the show, because he did Painkiller, and unfortunately he passed away a couple years ago, and that's really unfortunate. Seemed like a really good dude. I exchanged a couple emails with him there back in 2009, because we're actually talking about having him mix one of my records, and unfortunately, well, the band wanted to work with Frederick Nordstrom. Yeah, oh yeah, wow, that was... that was kind of a hard argument to go against. It's like, oh, I want to go with Kristen Tsangarides. They're like, oh, we want to go with Frederick Nordstrom. I'm like, okay, twist my arm. So I don't know. Hopefully we're going to get Frederick on the show at some point. I think that'd be really cool. I've got to ask him still. So Frederick, if you're watching this, dude, I'd love to have you on the show at some point. We'll see where it goes anyway, because we would love to get your thoughts on the whole Clayman thing. That's for sure.
When someone explains to me how the different species of wood affect the electromagnetic field that pickups receive a signal from, other than increasing or decreasing sustain, I will say tone wood is a thing for electric guitars.
Well, that's the hilarious thing. You know, it's like you hear people talk about tone wood. Oh, it increases the sustain. Well, shouldn't it be called sustain wood then? Because I don't think it's changing the tone. Anyway, whatever. We're going to get Pierre Charbonneau to build us a couple of those awesome scimitar guitars, a couple 6-stringers, and we're going to get them down here. Hip Shots, I guess, is going to be supplying the bridges. DiMarzio is going to be supplying the pickups. Graphtech's going to be doing the tuners. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have all the same hardware, all the same fret wire, all the same everything. The only difference is going to be the wood itself. I mean, like, my preconception is that I think we're going to hear very little difference, if any. Of course, this is a huge debate because how dare we bring scientific evidence into the whole equation? But then again, I mean, like, I could be completely wrong. I hope I am wrong. I hope there is something to this whole tone wood debate, because it would definitely be interesting. But then again, a guy made a Strat out of concrete, and apparently it still sounded like a Strat. So who the fuck knows? Then again, you know, you can get a Gittler guitar. It doesn't even really have a body. Those are really fucking cool. I got to play one at NAMM a couple years ago. I thought it was really awesome. Would love to get one of those on the show at some point. All right, everybody, it is the last weekend. You've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get in on the Pro Mix Academy Cyber Monday sale. We're just holding it over for a couple more days to let you stragglers get in. We've got all these amazing deals going on right now for the Everything Bundle, the Ultimate Rock Mixing Bundle, the Killer Guitar Tones Bundle, which has got Total Heavy Guitar and Guitar Tone Mastery. You record metal guitar, you really need to get these courses. Only going to be on sale for a few more days. We've also got the Metal Production Bundle. We cooked this one up specifically for the sale, and that includes Understanding Audio Basics with Adam Steele, Mixing Extreme Metal with Scott Elliott, Mixing Metal in Reaper with free plugins. That's one of my lessons. The Ultimate Guide to Reaper, Guitar Tone Mastery, Total Heavy Guitar, Mixing Symphonic Folk Metal, Mixing Math Rock, and Producing Prog Metal. All that would normally cost you $788. It's going for $197. Again, it's going to be on sale today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and Sunday night. Get it while you can. This is going to be the last time you're going to see this kind of deal, probably till 4th of July. So get it while you can. And once again, if you grab any course on Pro Mix Academy, you'll get access to my premium Discord, where I will be checking your mixes out personally and giving you feedback. Hope to see you in there. Grab these deals while you can. Now back to the show.
Steele's Reaper guide costs more than Reaper itself does. How do you justify charging more for a tutorial on how to use a product than what the product itself costs?
Well, Justin, riddle me this. How much do you think a semester of pro audio college is going to cost you to learn how to use Pro Tools versus the cost of Pro Tools? Did you ever stop to think about that? God, if anybody ever needs a fucking course, it's probably you. Jeez.
I agree. Your shootout sounds almost identical on all tubes tested. The question remains, however, why is there a drastic difference in tone with all tube shootout comparison videos in the history of shootouts? Seriously, is every single one of those videos pulling our leg?
Well, Levy, sorry if I didn't get the pronunciation right. I've got a hypothesis on that. The reason why all these tests sound different when they change the tubes out versus mine doesn't sound any different is the exact same reason none of those tests did null tests, because they change the source. I've even talked with programmers, they're going to remain anonymous at this point, but guys who do amp sims, they say they actually EQ the different, quote, tube power sections differently, so you can hear a slightly different change in the tone. And that's because if they modeled them accurately, there would be almost no change at all, and they figure that would piss the clients off. So there is that. Sorry, man. Tubes change amplitude, not the tone, not the EQ. You know, mics get bumped, mics get moved. I mean, like, this is the thing. Have these guys, the questions I haven't seen answered is, have these guys locked their amps down, their cabinets down? Are they mic'd? How are they being recorded? And is there any play when they pull the amp off the top of their 4x12 change of tubes amp and drop them back down? I'm like, are these cabinets on wheels? Because even if they move ever slightly, you're going to get a change in tone. If you change the guitar, you're going to get a change in tone. If you play a different riff, it's going to sound different. So it's very hard to determine how it actually sounds. Once you start eliminating all those variables and only change out the tube, and that's by using the process of reamping, we hear what's really going on. And honestly, the person who was shocked the most by this was me. The differences are absolutely minimal and not worth the expense. Save your money and buy something cool, like new speakers.
Very good video. I bet people have been spent many unconsecutive days talking and writing about different sounds of different tubes and different amps will now think they're even better than they were before. It's like when you spend money on something and have to convince yourself and others it was worth it. All their wasted hours will now have to be justified. He said there is a difference, but it's minuscule, but there must be because my ears are better than the average person. So I will be right all along and my ears will be better than Glenn's and all his followers. Lol. Hope not, but I bet. Dicks will be dicks, right? Here's hoping those butthurt fucks make my day sometime.
Yeah, it's been a lot of that, actually. Oh, yeah, I can hear a difference. I can hear a difference. Well, to all those guys, please check out my 8 things that'll make your guitar sound different because new tubes won't. Seriously, guys, spend your money on something far more productive like a new cab or new speakers for your cab or a different mic or something like that. There's far more interesting ways to get much more interesting sounds out of your guitar rig than wasting money on new vacuum tubes. If they're not microphonic, if they're functional, they are the exact set of tubes you need for your amp. The only differences you're really gonna find in tubes is longevity. There might be something to be said for that, but then again, probably not because they're all coming out of the same fucking factories these days. Seriously, there's 3 tube manufacturers on Earth left, so doesn't fucking matter where you get your tubes. It's a bit of a crapshoot.
This is probably the best modern metal tone you've gotten on the show thus far, in my opinion.
Well, thanks very much, dude. Yeah, the Driftwood Darkest Nightmare is a fantastic amp. If you guys haven't seen the demo on that, please make sure you do check it out. And yes, it's worth the expense. Absolutely magnificent stuff. Handmade in Germany. The Germans make amazing stuff. Now I sound like the fucking ShamWow guy.
So, I saw that you released a video about the feedback regarding this video, haha, but as someone who's new to diving into this sort of thing, I know you mentioned that you didn't do the bias settings. Can you elaborate as to why? I was always told that changing a set of tubes will require a bias so that everything is optimum for the new tubes. Is this also something that is a myth unless you want to bias colder or warmer or going from EL34 to 6L6? Have to admit, this video definitely blew my mind, haha.
Okay, about the biasing thing. When you're using a 5150, it's a fixed bias amp. I think I got the terminology right. When you're in a 5150, you want to change out the power tubes. You can't change the bias. The amp is not meant to have a changeable bias, especially a factory one. Anyway, that's why it's supposed to be idiot-proof. So you're supposed to be able to take one set of 6L6s and throw in another set of 6L6s. It'll work fine. So in that case, you're not going to change the bias. This 5150 here, I've got 2 of them actually. This one has an adjustable bias. We put a bias pot in. Does it change the tone? Probably. I've even said that in my video. If you change the bias, you probably will change the tone up slightly. The dual rectifier has a bias switch, and I did do that. I did the EL34 to 6L6 test, and the tone change was fucking non-existent. Once again, in reality, it really doesn't make that big of a fucking difference, so stop worrying about it. Yeah, you're not really gonna affect your tone all that much. New speakers, new microphone, new cabinet. That's gonna change your fucking tone.
I think we need a special episode on shitty language used by guitar players and guitar stores. I'm currently looking to buy a vintage Strat style guitar, and the amount of ominous bullshit marketing language is insane. Boutique, woody, earthy, smoky, dominant, percussive, broad, howling, warm, cold, glassy, airy, uplifting, hi-fi, resonant, full, metallic, bell-like, bluesy, refined. I want to kill those people in ways even they couldn't describe.
Dude, I totally need to do that fucking episode. That's a brilliant fucking idea. What's your name? Mike Van Sing Sing. Well, thank you very much for the comment, dude. That kind of made my day. Yeah, the amount of terminology being thrown around by guitar players is fucking mind-blowing in its stupidity, in my opinion. Thank you so much for that.
I subscribe to this channel in order to get better knowledge about guitar recording and sound producing. I get what I need to. I start to have too much fun watching these butthurt episodes and feed on the rage tears of dumbass people. I fear I start to enjoy butthurt episodes more than actual sound stuff. Am I a bad person?
No, you're not a bad person. You're an awesome person. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'm going to have more of both kinds of episodes coming up real soon. The instructional types and the butthurt types, because you got to have a little fun with all the information as well.
I have a question that is probably a bit blasphemous. Shouldn't a different mic basically only have an impact on EQ? Shouldn't a mic pick up all the frequencies anyway, albeit in different strengths, amplitudes? So using a good enough sampling bitrate and a half-decent EQ should be able to reproduce the sound of a different mic at the same location in front of a speaker.
Yeah. Good luck with that, man. The way how a microphone picks up a guitar signal is very, very complex. You'd be there a couple of years, making minuscule mic adjustments, trying to make it work. The Slate virtual mic system actually does a pretty good job of trying to do different mic models. I've got a demo coming out, or it might be out already. I shot it with Cam Fleury on the drum set, and yeah, we got some pretty interesting variations. Yeah, the Slate virtual mic system, pretty damn cool. Make sure you watch that video, if it hasn't aired already, it will be out very, very soon. I want to try it on a guitar amp as well and see how it works, but yeah, for drums, it was really an interesting experiment. But as for actually doing it manually with an EQ, whew, why don't you try and decode the entire human genome while you're at it?
Glenn, changing tubes only changes your bank balance. Elitist. Rage! I can hear the difference because I don't want to admit that I have buyer's remorse.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some serious rage comments, and they're into all the guys raging about my test. I look forward to reviewing your tests and looking at your null tests and seeing how that turned out. Yeah, I'm not going to hold my breath because it's far easier to sit around and bitch. But seriously, if you don't want to throw your money away and you want to get better results in your recordings, your home recordings and whatnot, check out Pro Mix Academy. Get your hands on those amazing deals. And I hope to see you guys in the premium Discord because I want to listen to your mixes. Follow the links in the description below. I'll see you guys next time.